Personal growth is one thing, but transforming your life into the best version of you requires tools for not just your mind, but also your heart and your spirit too. It's about learning how to truly love and value yourself, to break free from seeking validation and acceptance and approval from other people, so that you can truly shine your brightest. Join me in cultivating a richer experience within you to harvest abundance and vibrant love through your life. Welcome. My name is D. Grant Smith, and this is the Growth Farming Podcast. Here on this podcast, I show you how to grow your best life, healthy and vibrant relationships, career success, and happiness, all from within you. Your relationship with you, your higher power, and others. I am so happy and excited that you're here with me today. On this podcast, we learn and practice how to treat our hearts and our minds like a garden to grow success, peace, and love from within in every area of our lives. Are you ready? Winner, let's go. Today, we are going to explore another fundamental element to completely changing your life for the better, the power of affirmations. I've been sharing some of my special sauce with you over the past few weeks and past few episodes of this podcast. So far, we've taken a deeper look at journaling and meditation as parts of the Essential Growth Farming Toolkit for personal transformation. Originally, I was going to call this whole thing 5 tools that will transform your life. And I thought, that just sounds too normal. And it also is a really big claim. But these are honestly the essential keys to changing your life from my personal experience and countless people that I've served with in my coaching and teaching practice. So especially if you are somebody that's trying to dig yourself out of a low point so that you can get to some higher solid ground, this is what you want to key in on. So here are the secret sauce of affirmations. When it comes to your thoughts, are you aware of them? Actually, awareness is a big key, and I'm going to talk about that as the final piece of this toolkit coming up in a couple weeks. Awareness may seem like a silly question, and me asking if you're aware of your thoughts may seem like a silly question, but there are subtle, subconscious thoughts that you have lingering in the soil of your mind garden. These little thoughts actually dictate so much of your life. This is the power of your subconscious mind. If you have underlying subconscious, or even you might be aware of this, you have perpetual doubts and worries and fears, frustrations, anxieties, similar things to this. What you have is a program playing inside yourself behind the scenes that needs to be addressed. It needs to be something that you become more conscious of. The best and most efficient and actually easiest way that I found to change my subconscious programming is by changing my inner dialogue. And if I can do it, yes, my friend, you can too. One of the most effective methods to rewire your subconscious mind is using affirmations. If you have any experience with affirmations and you've tried this off and on, or maybe you have a consistent affirmation practice, awesome. If you've used affirmations before and then for whatever reason you stopped doing it, I'm curious, what was the result that you experienced after you stopped? I can tell you what my experience was. Last year, 2020, I got on a super hot affirmation streak. I've been doing affirmations daily in my journal for, at the time, 3 years. I really started getting high into gear in 2017 when I was going through my own personal transformation and awakening. It started when I went through heartbreak. And I've got more details on all that stuff in any of my other materials. I've been doing affirmations for a period of time, and I had recently ramped up, including some of my business stuff in my morning affirmations. And then what did I experience? Well, my business picked up. And suddenly I was serving more clients in my coaching practice than I ever had before. And I also was getting opportunities to do these fantastic speaking gigs. And I was able to teach many people about growth farming. See, affirmation success. Things were going really, really well for me. And I thought that all the affirmations had done their job, as though it was like some sort of contract work that I'd hired out. And after it had started to produce success, well, I guess I can let that go because I don't need it anymore. That was what my mentality was. So I decided that I didn't need to do affirmations anymore since things had shifted and they were looking good for me. So what did I do? I stopped doing daily affirmations. Well, the change from that stoppage wasn't immediate. It took about 3 weeks. But I found myself sliding back into those old thoughts and old negative beliefs. And then what happened? Things began to shift in the opposite direction. The old story of rejection started to play again in my mind. My old story of rejection started to come back again in those subtle, underlying, subconscious thoughts. I hadn't completely reprogrammed my subconscious mind to take on new beliefs. Or as Neville Goddard teaches, I had not persisted long enough and consistently enough for it to harden into fact. Now, I had done that with my own personal story in a lot of ways, in the ways that I saw myself. I genuinely believed and still do that I am love. I had a lot of confidence in who I was. I believed in myself in a lot of ways, but when it came to business stuff, there was a different set of beliefs that I had fostered and I had carried with me for decades. And I had started to incorporate affirmations that included stuff about my business. And I've been doing that for a little while, and things started to shift because that's what happens when you change your beliefs. But when I stopped including and incorporating the business stuff and affirmations, and actually when I stopped doing affirmations altogether, because the business beliefs had not hardened into fact, because I hadn't done it consistently enough, things started to shift and go back down the road that I had come from. I wasn't doing anything to really persist in my new story because I had stopped affirming that part of my story on a daily basis. That's the key right there to make affirmations powerful and effective. You have to commit to yourself to do this daily and consistently. Getting out of this daily habit began to have some noticeable effects for me. My business, which had reached a high, started to go down. And suddenly, it was harder and harder for me to get in front of people and attract coaching clients and speaking opportunities and even sharing my Be Solid book. All that I'd been working for and started to see changes in suddenly wasn't working. Why? When I finally woke up to what was happening, I got back on my affirmation wagon. My confidence, direction, and inner peace then grew again. And things began to improve in my business too. Why? Because I was doing the work and I was being consistent. When you don't do the work and you cut off the consistency, everything changes. So, what is the real secret to an effective affirmation practice? There are two main ways to do affirmations and make them a regular part of your daily routine. This is a simple and easy practice that you can do today to bring immediate changes to your mindset and also impact your heart and your spirit. And I'm going to go so far to say your body as well. Now, notice what I just said here. Simple and easy. I talk a lot about simple practices to put into place to change your life because simplicity is a big value to me. But there are a lot of things that are simple that are not easy. So for this to be both, that's massively awesome. Okay, number one, write your affirmations down on paper. There's a lot that can be said about typing them out. We are so digital in the things that we do. We put stuff on our phone, we put stuff on our computers because it's just quote unquote easier that way. Okay, fine. But there is something incredibly transformational about using a pen or even a pencil and a piece of paper and writing things down. There's an energetic exchange that takes place when you transfer thoughts and emotions through your body and through your mind into this pencil or pen. and transfer that onto a piece of paper. Use pen and paper. Trust me, it makes a gigantic difference, okay? Second, read what you've written down. Read these affirmations to yourself and read them out loud. There are all kinds of incredibly powerful and profound spiritual teachings and teachers that all talk about the power of the written word and the power of the spoken word. If you want to go into the Bible, the world was created and formed into being with the spoken word. It wasn't just a thought that God had that was, oh, it'd be really cool if there was light. Oh, cool, yay, check it out, there's light. No, it was spoken, let there be light. Let there be water, let there be land, let there be birds, let there be fish, let there be air. Let there be wind, let there be man, let there be woman, let there be all these things, and it is good. All of this goodness was spoken into being, okay? When you do your affirmations in this way, what you are doing is you are telling your mind and your heart and your body and your spirit, this is who I am, and this is how it is. This is who I am, and this is how it is. You are speaking truth. You are creating reality into your existence through your spoken word. Then, after you have done these two things, you've written it down, you've spoken it aloud, now you surrender this to God. This is connecting with the spiritual part of you, so that what you've written down, what you have spoken aloud, and what you have affirmed now becomes your new state of being. You can incorporate simple affirmations into your daily meditation practice as well to get these beliefs deeper into your subconscious mind. Remember, we did meditation in the previous episode. Another key way to use affirmations is record yourself saying them and then looping this recording for a few hours and listen to these recordings while you sleep. Listening to it while you sleep is incredibly powerful because your subconscious mind, that storehouse for all of these underlying beliefs that up to this point might be pervasively negative or pervasively fearful, the storehouse, the subconscious mind, when you are sleeping, suddenly opens up. It opens up to receiving new information. One of the ways that I have used sleeping affirmations is listening to recordings for a long period of time. You can find recordings that are, 7 or 8 hours on YouTube. Here are a few people that I have listened to that have fantastic recorded affirmations that I not only have used, but I highly encourage you to use. Michael Seeley, Doxy, his name spelled Dauchsy, and Dylan James. These guys are fantastic, all right? So use their sleeping affirmations. Dylan James in particular I've been using over the past couple months. His limitless self-love or limitless self-concept, he calls it affirmation tapes. His limitless self-concept affirmation tape is fantastic. So what are some affirmations that you can use, maybe that you can write down on a daily basis and read out loud? I'll give you a few of mine, all right? Here are a few of the affirmations that I use that have completely changed my life, and I stay consistent with writing down the same things because consistency is key, and also I continue to plant the same things in my mind, and in my heart garden for them to manifest and become more and more and more a part of my reality, all right? Now, the first three that I'm going to say have been absolutely instrumental in healing from heartbreak and also overcoming lifelong codependency. I talk about codependency a lot. That's one of my key messages. Codependency essentially is internal people pleasing and trying to seek validation and acceptance and ultimately love from other people because you don't foster it within yourself. All right. We are trained and in a lot of ways programmed in our culture, in our society, and in our human history to foster codependency, to practice codependency, and to harbor codependency. It's in not only our best interest, but it's in the best interest of our relationships, especially with ourselves, but also with other people, and even our relationship with God, to break free from codependency, become whole and solid in yourself and in your relationships with others, to practice stable interdependency. The use of affirmations leads you into this place. All right. So here are a few of the ones that I use. Number 1, I am love. Number 2, I believe in me. Number 3, I am chosen. Number 4, I am strong. Number 5, I love myself exactly as I am. And number 6, I am experiencing my dreams coming true. Now, there's a great list of affirmations that work really well inside my book, Be Solid, How to Go Through Hell and Come Out Whole, plus a more detailed method for how to actually use these affirmations in more profound ways aside from what I'm giving you here. And you can use these affirmations in a variety of ways to heal from heartbreak, grow in your confidence, change your self-concept, improve your life, attract more abundance and success, and a whole lot more. Another great place to use affirmations is when you go for a walk or when you work out. You can let your mind absorb these empowering beliefs while your body is releasing tension and also growing in strength. Now, I put together a great affirmation mix for you that's available on my YouTube channel. And if you're listening to this podcast through YouTube, you can scroll through my videos and see it's called Boost Your Self-Concept and Live Your Powerful Story, Power Affirmations. Listen to that affirmation recording on YouTube while you work out or while you go for a walk to further incorporate affirmations into your lifestyle. What this is, everything we talked about today, this essential tool inside the Essential Growth Farming Toolkit is self-love put into practice. Affirming to yourself is simply changing your inner story. This changes your subconscious thoughts and patterns, which leads you to naturally taking more empowering actions. Not operating out of fear, not operating out of self-loathing, not operating out of doubt or anxiety or insecurity or any of the other things that subconsciously are holding you back. If you question yourself, if you question your decision-making, if you are somebody that is constantly asking other people for advice on what you should do, that's a sign that you need to become aware of that your self-concept, your inner strength, your inner solidarity isn't strong because you are practicing codependency in a sense. Now, I'm not trying to say that getting advice from people is wrong or bad. But what I am saying is if you don't trust your own inner voice and you constantly need somebody else, and maybe actually you're asking multiple people for advice on what you should do, let this practice of affirming to yourself that you are whole, you are chosen, you are strong, you are love, and that you have everything you need inside of you, let these affirmations shift you into a place where you believe in yourself. And use the other tools that I have given you already from this toolkit in the previous 2 episodes, meditation, that was the previous one from last time, and the one before that, which is journaling. Go back and re-listen to those episodes to further change your subconscious programming, change your self-concept, and become the best version of you. Someone who operates from confidence, operates from clarity, operates from the love that is already inside of you. All of this changes and it transforms your life. So, how can you use this tool in your life? Even if affirmations are something that maybe you've tried, but you haven't necessarily been as successful with as you want to be, well, guess what? I can help you. Now, yes, I did just say that going and asking for advice is something that might not be in your best interest, but at the same time, if you feel stuck, getting advice, getting help is a great way to go. Here's the thing, though. I will gladly give you advice and give you tips and answer any questions that you have, but here's what I'm also going to do. Give you action steps to take, and it's up to you to take those steps. I will always give action steps to take with everybody that I talk with on a one-on-one basis, because if you don't put the knowledge into practice, it's meaningless. You've gained a lot of great knowledge and a lot of great wisdom here on this episode of this podcast, but if you don't put this into practice, it doesn't mean anything. Make it mean something for you. Put it into practice. Use affirmations. Use the ones that I've given you here. Go check out those videos that I mentioned by the people that I included here in this podcast episode on YouTube for you to really transform your life. And if you want even more, and maybe you want more help, more insight, more teaching, more training, and maybe you want more next steps, get it inside my book, Be Solid: How to Go Through Hell and Come Out Whole. I'm going to give you access to that book and 5 other kick-ass resources for you, all at this website. Write it down and then go grab it. Framework.besolidbook.com. What are those 5 other resources? Well, 3 of them are other ebooks to help transform your self-concept and utilize a lot of the tools that I'm giving you inside this toolkit. And also 2 awesome courses, one in growing in confidence and one in growing in self-love. All of this for $7. Go get it right now. There's no excuse. Take action. Framework.besolidbook.com. That's your homework. Go grab my book, go grab these courses, and work with me directly in this capacity. Awesome. What did you think about what I shared with you here? What do you think about the power of affirmations? What did you learn? If you gained even a nugget, even a little seed of help from this episode, my request of you is that you share this episode on whatever platform you listen to podcasts on, whether that be Apple or Deezer or Spotify or iHeartRadio or YouTube or whatever. Share this episode so that more people can grow in changing their concept of themselves, grow in their self-love. By doing that, you help the other person and other people, and you also help me be able to do more of what I love. And for that, I really appreciate you. Thank you. Until next time, I'm your friend D. Grant, and I'm showering from my heart rays of light and love from the Growth Farming Podcast. I believe in you. I love you. I'll see you soon.